What is going on, my friends? Hank here, and today we are going to be painting up some frog skin. Specifically, we're going to knock out one of these 1/35th scale dragon marine figures from the Battle of Tarawa in 1943. But these techniques are going to translate to any World War II Marines you've got on the bench at home. As always, paints are going to be called out in the corner as they come up, and I will have a full list of everything needed for today's tutorial down in the description below for you to check out as we go along. All right. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we've got our Marine all built up and ready to go. He's temporarily mounted on a drywall screw with a dab of super glue to serve as our painting jig. And as always, we're going to start with a coat of black primer to give us a nice base to work up from. Once our primer is applied, we're going to start to spray in our flesh tones. We're going to begin with some of this dark flesh, and we're going to spray a nice solid coat all over our figure's head and hands. Don't worry about overspraying onto the uniform, we're going to come back up and clean that all up later. And yes, the painting jig did switch legs. I accidentally knocked him off while I was priming. Whoops. Okay, second flesh tone. Using some flat flesh, we're going to spray a light coat at a slight downward angle over his hands and his face. This is going to leave a little bit of that dark flesh visible under his chin, under the brim of his helmet, the palms of his hands, etc. And it's going to start to build up some of our natural highlights. And for our third and final flesh tone, we're going to do a really light pass at a downward angle to help catch a little bit of the highlight on the cheekbones, our nose, our chin, and the knuckles of the hands. At this stage, let's switch out our airbrush for a nice fine point brush, and we're going to carefully dot in two little eyes using the eye color of your choice. Please excuse my big head here. We're also going to pencil in two eyebrows to accentuate his brow line a bit. Next, let's load up our brush with some light rust wash and help add some warmth to his skin. We'll brush this on, and then using a clean brush with some tap water, we can remove some of the excess from the raised, flat portions of his head and his hands, aiming to leave just a little bit of color in the sculpt lines and the recesses of his face. And to round it all out, we're going to follow a similar process with some of this night blue shader. This is going to help balance out that skin tone and get us ready to move on to our uniform painting. Okay, once we're feeling good about our skin tones, let's get to work on the rest of our figure. We'll start by blocking in the USMC cover on his M1 helmet with some khaki. And then we're going to start to paint in his P41 HBT jacket with some US olive drab. Now, in reference footage, you'll see quite a bit of variation on the tone of these olive drab herringbone twills. You can use whatever shade of olive drab you like. A little lighter is certainly fine, as these would definitely fade with regular wear and exposure to the elements and a healthy amount of salt water. Once we've got the full jacket blocked in, let's start to pencil in some of his webbing and field gear. His belt, ammo pouches, medic pouch, canteen cover can all be painted in using some of the same khaki we used for his helmet cover. And moving down to his pants, we're going to start to fill these in with some of that same khaki as well. It was rather common for Marines in the Pacific to mix and match elements of olive drab P41 uniforms with P42 frogskin reversible camouflage uniforms, so that's exactly what we're going to do here. An olive drab top with camouflage pattern pants. Before we start actually painting our camouflage though, we've got to finish up a few other details. We'll paint in the metal components of our Marine's Thompson with some flat black. This fella, interestingly enough, has an older model M1928A1 variant of the weapon with the charging handle on top of the receiver, which is a nice touch from Dragon here. With those metal components added, let's come back and start painting in the wooden furniture of the weapon with some of this German camo brown or the wood grain color of your choice. The strap for our Thompson can be penciled in with some of our same khaki. And then moving down to our boots, let's block these in with a bit of red leather. And we'll use that same red leather for the scabbard of his K-bar combat knife. We can also paint in the handle of the K-bar with some of that same camo brown we used for our Thompson. Alright, now it's finally time to start moving on to our frog skin camo. To begin, we're going to load up our brush with some green-gray and start to make some little amorphous blobs all over the surface of our helmet cover and our pants. No real rhyme or reason to this, just try and keep them in a relatively consistent size and play around with their orientation as you move across the uniform. Once we've got those first green-gray blobs applied, let's switch over to this brown-beige and repeat the same process. Go slow, enjoy yourself, and just try and get a nice even coverage all over the bits of the uniform that you're working on. Alright, once we're happy with our camo application, let's move on to a few finishing touches. Using some flat black, let's move around and dot in all the buckles and snaps on our Marine's field gear and uniform. And using some red leather, we can draw in the liner strap for his M1 helmet across the front of the cover here. And with that, we're finally ready to move on to some weathering. To prep, let's spray the whole figure with a coat of gloss varnish to protect our work and get ready for a wash. We're going to do a simple sludge wash today. Once the varnish is cured completely on our figure, we can brush on a healthy amount of this enameled dark wash and let it flow all over the surface of our Marine. We can then come back with a bit of mineral spirit and start to remove any excess product from the larger, raised, and flat portions of our sculpt, while helping the wash flow into all the defined details and recesses of our figure. Once we're happy with the state of our weathering, we can walk away and let this dry completely. And to bring it all home, we're going to spray our figure with a coat of matte varnish to seal in our work and knock down any excess shininess on our figure. And with that, we've got ourselves a nice, beginner-friendly, realistic World War II Marine figure to add to our collection. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We've got new scale modeling tutorials and history videos coming out each and every week, so be sure to subscribe right here if you haven't done so already to make sure you don't miss any new installments. And until next time, my friends, be well, happy building, cheers.